Welcome back to 101 Sports. I'm now joined at the desk by our roundtable of baseball experts, Joe DiRienzo, Matt Curry, and Curt Lestan. Guys, it's our season preview and the MLB season, spring training, getting finished, and we're getting ready for opening days to start around the country. But we got to focus on the offseason. So, Matt, starting with you, who had the best offseason of any team?
It's got to be the Miami Marlins. Got a new stadium. Everything's looking bright down there in Miami. Brought in Jose Reyes, a great talent from the Mets.
Top notch.
Within the division, too, nonetheless. That's a huge move for them. As well as Heath Bell to bolster up that relieving core. And Mark Burley. You never know what he can do season to season, but if he's on, he's one of the best pitchers.
It's an overall good offseason for the Marlins.
No, I mean, I like the Jose Reyes move. The only issue is, can he stay healthy? If he can stay healthy, that's
right.
very, very good.
Guy did win a batting title last year.
Yes, and I love the Heath Bell upgrade. For me, it has to be the Anaheim Angels, okay? The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. I'm sorry. Yeah. But listen.
Watch out there.
You acquire, I know, they're going to come get me. You acquire the best player in baseball in Albert Pujols. The best starting pitcher on the market in C.J. Wilson. You know what? That is huge moves. Great offseason. How can you compete with acquiring the best player in baseball? Come on.
You know, I agree. I don't think I can argue with those two being the number 1 and 2. But the third team I think that had a great offseason is the Washington Nationals. Here's a team who has not contended. Since moving to Washington, they've had no chance to contend. They've finally got some big names. They got Gio Gonzalez to add to their roster. They got Brad Lidge to add to their bullpen. They got Edwin Jackson, a move not many people talked about. Okay. They're adding to their pitching to try to add to Steven Strasburg, to add to Jordan Zimmerman and their young core. And I think they're finally making a move to be contenders.
Yeah, being talked about as one of the best starting rotations, not just young starting rotations,
in
but
all
all
of baseball.
rotations in all of baseball. Now, a team that a lot of people have talked about had a good offseason, the New York Yankees. Some of you guys disagree on some of the moves that they had. Kurt, start with you. What was the worst move that teams are already starting to regret of this offseason?
Well, listen, for the Yankees, I mean, you know, on paper, it looked like a great move. I was in support of it at the beginning, but Michael Pineda, he showed up to spring training.
You don't like it?
No.
Listen, the reason why I don't like it is because he showed up to spring training, he has no velocity. He has lost his velocity, which means he's either A, grossly overweight, which is terrible, or the guy's injured.
I mean, you got to think when the games start to matter, it'll come back, though.
Or if he's injured, he starts the year, gets rocked early, the New York starts getting on him. He didn't have that in Seattle, and then he loses his confidence.
I would worry about the New York media more than I would worry about his health. I think you had to make the move. He's a young guy. If you can get him on your roster, you have to give it a try.
If he's lost his velocity, he's in trouble. The Yankees are in trouble.
Matt, who was your worst move in the entire offseason?
Andy Pettitte. Coming back. Are you kidding me? He's so old. He hasn't pitched in about 2 years now. He's 39 at this moment. This is a guy who, you know, he may not even be with the team until the All-Star break, depending on how his velocity and arm is going.
Matt, are you out of your mind? Have you lost your, like, are you okay up here? Listen, Andy Pettitte, they gave him $2 million. That's like giving someone $5.
It's not like the Yankees
reached
out
out
to that.
They didn't reach out to him, but they're getting older and older by the day.
And he's coming in to maybe be the 5th starter, and that's about it. It's not like they're relying on him.
Joe, what's the move that you can really put?
All right, for me, it's not a team that was going to contend this year, and I understand that, but the Oakland A's fire sale again.
Yeah.
They got rid of Trevor Cahill, 24 years old. Andrew Bailey, another young closer, great talent. And Gio Gonzalez, the guy who I talked about earlier. They keep doing this. Every time they seem like they're building towards something, they get rid of it. They're the farm system of the major leagues.
But
I don't understand.
Joe, they're just rebuilding. They're moving on.
I know,
It's
and I
the same
understand.
thing as the Marlins.
But you have to build around someone.
You
have to build around someone, and they were great people.
They had the pieces
were only
in
in their
place, though.
prime.
They had the pieces in place, but they decided to trim. Not to mention, you bring in a guy like Manny Ramirez. That's not going to help the clubhouse. But let's take a look. It's a bold move from the A's, but let's focus on your guys' bold predictions. Joe, starting with you, what's your bold prediction for the season?
My bold prediction for the year is that, first of all, the Phillies aren't making the playoffs because they're too old for me.
A lot of injuries.
A lot of injuries. Like, they have so many question marks on that
though.
team. So in the NL East, representing them will be the Marlins and the Nationals. Marlins will go worst to first. I really like what they've done with the rotation. They've got speed with Emilio Bonifacio, Jose Reyes, Hanley Ramirez, Giancarlo Stanton, all these guys with power. I think they have a great lineup. I think they're going to be first in the East. And the Nationals, as I talked about earlier, if things go right, the Nationals will be in the playoffs because the East is, or the National League as a whole is weak.
Well, I'm going to stick there. I have 2 predictions for you. I just thought about this one before, but the Mets, unfortunately, will lose over 100 games this year.
Is that really bold?
And The sad part is they probably won't be the worst team. I don't see the.
It'll be the Astros.
Okay, well, what's your other? What's your other?
But the Pittsburgh Pirates, they will finally go above 500 and they will make the playoffs.
See, they were a great story last year. You think they could get over the hump?
Yeah,
this
definitely.
time?
They were a great team the first half of the year. They struggled, but they brought in Burnett. If he actually does half as well as he can actually pitch, he's still an upgrade for them at that position. So I think he's going to really help them, and I think they can finally do it.
I can't see them coming out of the Central.
You're having an off day.
Okay, the Brewers and the Cardinals are.
I like the Reds
around.
more than I like them.
I know, but they're still
Did
that extra spot they could.
The
Sneak
Central did get downgraded, and Burnett's going to be out for a while with his injury. But Curt, what's your guarantee?
You must not be feeling well today, but my bold prediction, okay, this is the real one to pay attention to here. Carlos Zambrano, okay?
Miami Marlins.
Everyone knows Zambrano.
Maybe known for being a fiery individual, some would say, but
safe to say.
he's going to make it through this season without a meltdown.
Not feeling well. Are you kidding me?
Look
at your prediction.
Let me tell you why. Okay, he's in Miami. It's beautiful out. The weather's nice. The ladies are beautiful. Who could not be happy in Miami?
He's going to overheat.
Secondly, he's a big
You realize
man.
he's in the
Secondly,
same team with Ozzie Guillen,
okay,
the
hold
most
on.
fiery
Listen,
manager in all
listen.
baseball.
5 weeks. That's all he's.
Listen, crazy people love other crazy people. It's going to work out, okay? And
they're going to fight the whole season.
He has players around him that are good players
Curt,
now. He's not going to get mad at them as easily.
Curt, it was bold predictions. You went to the extreme there.
You'll see.
I like it.
You will
but
all see.
I think
You
you're
will
going to
all
lose
see.
that
I
one.
think you're going to lose it within a week.
Well, it's time for us to step aside for a moment, but when we return, Jackson will discuss the NBA with our experts to let you know which teams are contenders and which are pretenders. You're watching 101 Sports.